Hey guys, Ty Boy here, and we are back with another tier list, and this time we are doing the entire Mario Kart series. So we have basically all of them here listed. There's two games that I'm not gonna really list as you see I haven't never played. It's the Mario Kart Arcade GP 1 and 2. I don't remember if I really played them. I think these were like the arcade games you go into, like a Dave and Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese, I believe. I'm not gonna really compare that. This tier list I found on Tier Maker. Um, had these on there, and I was too lazy to really make my own tier list, so I'm sorry about that. So we're gonna start with Super Mario Kart. It released in 1992 on the SNES, and I believe you can actually play it on the SNES library on the Nintendo Switch if you subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online. But we're gonna start out with this game. I'm gonna straight up call it an F tier. It's just it's the beginning of the Mario Kart era, I guess. It did things good, but just if you look at it now, it looks really bad. And who would ever play this game, right? We're just gonna put that in F tier right away. Not gonna really talk about it now. Mario Kart 64 really, I think, made this series took off. This was one of, at the time in the early days of my life, one of the best Mario Kart games ever, or it is the best Mario Kart game at the time. What am I? What am I saying? It was one of the best Nintendo 64 games. I just say, even with that awful controller they had, it was even good. I had a lot of great times. People over at my house playing, uncles, close family. We'd always play like the battle mode, and this game really did a lot of good with the battle mode and all those classic maps that were brought onto other Mario Kart games, which we'll get to. But Mario Kart 64, I would say it's a solid B tier. It's not an A or an S tier. It's not the ultimate. But it sure is better than some of the games that came after Mario Kart 64, which we'll get into, I think, at least. So I think it's good for maybe a B tier. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of thinking right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting it. All right, we're going C tier on Mario Kart 64. I was kind of like, didn't know really where to put it. But anyways, on to Mario Kart Super Circuit. This game came out on the Game Boy Advance, if I'm not mistaken, just the Game Boy Advance. This is another game that you can play on, Nintendo Switch Online now. I actually went back to it recently. I actually owned this game on the Game Boy Advance. I have some experience playing it, and I would say it's not really the greatest game. It doesn't leave a lasting impression on you. I would say it doesn't really wow you. But yeah, it came out in 2001 on Game Boy Advance. I would give it a solid. It's better than Super Mario Kart. I'll give it a D. I'll give it a D. It's not better than Mario Kart 64. I think right now that's a pretty solid assessment. But yeah. On to the next one, the iconic GameCube game that doesn't seem to ever get support. No other Mario Kart game ever had a feature like Mario Kart Double Dash. This game brought a new aspect to the kart genre in general. Like no other kart game really stood out like this one. Obviously featured a two-person kart, so you had someone driving basically and someone in the back throwing things and things like that. I really wish in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or something they added a mode where you could race like it was Double Dash. That would add a whole other aspect to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but we'll get to that game in a little bit. Um, Double Dash is Double Dash is really good. I like it, and a lot of Double Dash maps are playable now on the newer Mario Kart, which we'll get to, like I said. But you got to put Mario Kart at S tier. Mario Kart Double Dash at S tier. It just stands out among the rest. It's that old game that it can still be better than many of the newer games that came out after it, I think, at least. So Mario Kart Double Dash is the GOAT, and it is an S tier Mario Kart game. Mario Kart on the DS. This game I really liked. I 100%ed it twice because we let someone borrow it, and they basically restarted it. Then I had to re-get every single character I unlocked, everything to unlock. It was fun. I really liked playing it. One of the coolest things, you go to a restaurant with like your cousins. Like this is from my experience. Everyone had a DS, so even if they didn't own it, they could still hop on. They would just play as like a shy guy in offline mode. Battle mode was great on here. A really good game, Mario Kart DS, but we're putting an A tier. Mario Kart DS is an A tier game. It's really good. It's another handheld Mario Kart game, but that's okay. I mean, Game Boy Advance with the Super Circuit did all right, but Mario Kart DS is the best. I guess you could say only handheld Mario Kart game because obviously the Switch is both handheld and docked. Mario Kart DS was only on the DS. All right, so Mario Kart Wii, great game. Great game, and introduced that steering wheel for the Wii remote, and obviously the remote was something unique and different. Um, I don't know. This game, it's good, but is it the best? It brought great race tracks. Don't get me wrong. Every Mario Kart has brought great courses that still can be enjoyed, that will be enjoyed until the end of time. But I'll give it a good B. I'll give it a B. It's something like wow. Um, basically the Wii needed a Mario Kart game, and that's what they got. And the steering wheel is like the main thing for it that really stood out to me. And obviously, I guess graphics at the time were a lot better than we've seen for a Mario Kart game. The Coconut Mall, that was like the one iconic map I remember from there. But anyways, Mario Kart 7. Once again, is it the greatest? No, it's a solid B game. It's a solid B tier game. Before I get to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I want to talk about Mario Kart Tour. Now, this is like a different game, a different Mario Kart game than the rest. It's on mobile only. It has a ton of characters to choose from. It's a very different. It brought a lot of tracks to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's a good thing. It's a lot different, but there's just a lot going on here. I don't know where I would rate Mario Kart Tour though. That's like really tough. I don't know. Like it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna put it at C. I don't think it's the greatest thing. I know Nintendo they tried something different with mobile. I don't think it's that great. It's hard for me to play mobile games because I'd rather play games on a regular console, and they're trying to get to a different audience, I guess. And I just don't think Mario Kart's the right game for them. I think something like Animal Crossing, like the Animal Crossing game, was probably a better bet. But who knows? Mario Kart Tour might have a bigger impact on future Mario Kart games. You never know. But there's a lot going on with that game. It's just like too much to keep up with. It's all right. It's okay. Now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm just going to straight up say it. It's an S tier. Um, After the booster course passes come out, you have, you multiply 48 times 2. What do you get? I'm not that really good at math. What, 96? Yeah, so you get 96 courses to race through. Then you get, what was it, 12 cups? Yeah, it was like 12 cups that it came with those 6 waves of Booster Course Pass. And the game initially launched with only 12 cups and 48 maps, and they add on more, and then they add on more characters. There's so many characters to choose from in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't think people realize how much there is to choose from in that game. Battle mode is the best. You have cops and robbers. You have Shine Thief. You have the classic balloon battle and a couple other modes. There's a lot going on. You can host tournaments online in there, join constantly. There's always a player base on this game. It's such an underrated ongoing game that no one ever talks about. 57 million units sold on the Nintendo Switch. It continues to sell every holiday somehow. It's going to be the best-selling Nintendo Switch game before the next console comes out. There's no question about it. Keeps getting support, and I think Nintendo should support it even more. Who knows? I just think this game is going to be impossible to overcome when I guess Mario Kart 9 comes out, but who knows if they're even going to go there? Who knows if they're even going to make a 9? And it seems like Deluxe has been going on forever because Mario Kart 8 came out first on the Wii U in 2014. So, and this came out for the Switch in 2017, the same year the console launched. It's obviously has to be the best. And Double Dash, the reason why I put it S tier was because what other games below here have anything like Double Dash? Like Double Dash just stands alone. It's just so good. And it's the GameCube era. The GameCube era is the most underrated era for Nintendo for some reason, somehow. It's a really good console. And I think people overrate the Nintendo 64 over the GameCube. For some reason, I think everyone's got their, minds twisted. But anyways, enough with that. This is the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of you probably will disagree, so if you disagree, make sure to comment below and let me know or let us know, and we'll have a great discussion. Hit that subscribe button for more tier list, and I'll see you guys next time.